A lot of people take the bus in LA. LA has, hey man, surf's up, bro. So actually, the workhorse of LA's transit system is the bus. The bus is actually not a bad way to get to work in LA sometimes. If you live downtown, you got a lot of unlucky things, but one of the lucky things is that you can get on a bus and go pretty much anywhere. I wanted to do something like this on a Friday afternoon, like after work, get on like a rush hour bus outside, heading out of downtown. It's Sunday, it's September 10th, the end of summer. It's hot. So it's way too hot to be anywhere with my animals right now. They would be miserable, so they're better off just sitting at home and sleeping with the air conditioner on. It's a decent day for me because it's hot as hell. Because it's hot, but it's not quite hot enough to be where you can't do anything. It is humid though.
Line 10, West Hollywood.
On the number 10 bus, which serves Melrose Avenue. So this is a pretty historical thoroughfare because it predates the 101, and if you were heading towards Hollywood or East Hollywood or Beverly Hills, you might go this way, past all the government buildings. This was LA's thing in the 1940s and 50s, was to build big giant monolithic government structures. Grand Avenue. That's the music center. Speaking of government monolithic buildings, there's the Department of Water and Power. Beautiful building, but man, the government must have thought a lot of themselves too. This piece right here used to be, that was a little proto-freeway where the Figueroa was sunk underneath the street above. Oh, they cleaned out all the encampments under here. some ugly apartments. So you can see there's like new development over here. This place is kind of unknown. I consider this to be kind of, I don't know, I might be wrong, like Rampart, maybe even call it Westlake at this point. Some cool turn of the century houses.
Stop request. Please use rear exit. Your safety is our top priority. Report any issues by using the LA Metro Transit watchout. If you see something, say something.
And that's the 101 right there.
Temple and Edgeware, followed by Temple and Douglas. Approaching Temple and Glendale.
Damn, a lot of new developments around here. Wow. This neighborhood's changing. It's weird seeing the first version of this. Like, to me, the first version of a complex like this is Sunset and Vine.
Approaching Temple and Rosemont, followed by Temple and Parkview. Stop requested. Please use rear exit. Your safety is our top priority. Report any issues by using the LA Metro Transit watchout. If you see something, say something.
Tu seguridad es nuestra primera prioridad. Infórmenos de cualquier problema usando la aplicación LA Metro Transit Watch. Si ve algo, diga algo.
Approaching Temple and Rampart. Line 10, West Hollywood.
So I think we're safe to call this Rampart, right? I mean, it's Rampart Avenue at the 101. It sounds like Rampart to me. Temple's an awesome street. It's great to drive down, like sometimes like early in the morning on the weekends. We weren't even on the bus for all that long. I want to say maybe 20 minutes. It's easy for things to go quickly and whimsically. There's downtown off in the distance. So you can see how far we are away. So you got these lovely turn of the century looking buildings. This neighborhood's freaking beautiful. It's got such a cool mix of everything. Not that it would ever come to being in this lifetime, but if I was ever to like buy a house in LA, who the hell am I kidding that I can afford to gentrify anything? But it must be amazing to have a house here, so congratulations to whoever does. And that excludes whatever percentage of corporate landlord ownership is in this neighborhood. So when the 101 was under construction, they said, we got bad news. Rampart's not gonna go through anymore. We can't be bothered with that. But the good news, if you wanna get out of town, there's your freeway entrance right there. So, hey kid, go play on the freeway. So I'm officially trespassing, but if If you haven't heard, there is no law and order in this great city anymore. So I get from it whatever spoils they can. And hey, I don't have a machete, and I got all my clothes on, so I don't think anyone would mind me grabbing a peek at that. So there's a less sensational entrance to Hollywood. The 101 freeway. You can have traffic any time of the day. Oh, a ghetto bird. Yes, this is the perfect scene right here. So Freeway Central right here, they kind of did what they could to mitigate this. They bisected a lot of streets, but there are some pedestrian tunnels, some smaller overpasses, and just some random guy wearing a circle jerk shirt. Nah, he didn't like me. He didn't notice my shirt. Oh, I know what I can do. I can just pick the shadiest routes from here on. So, wherever the shade gods take us, there's the other entrance on the other side of the freeway. It's kind of weird. You can't hear the freeway anymore, and it's right there. I love walking around here because there's little glimpses of the Hollywood sign. Alright, we've lost our shade, but we're heading in a westerly direction. I'm sorry, cliches or no about whatever neighborhood, there are parts of LA that I'm just absolutely jealous that I can't. It's just so quiet and peaceful. Like, a lot of hate videos about, you know, the problems in LA, and yeah, it's there, it's all over the place. But you gotta understand, there's parts of LA that are just wonderful places, nice and quiet, unique. All the topography with all the hills. Do I want to climb up that hill? Lafayette. Okay, let's walk up this hill. I'm purposefully not looking at my Google Maps. I just know I gotta be on this side of the little ridge up here. Oh, doggy. What's up, bub? See, look how beautiful these are. So this place, you can tell there's you can see by the percentage of bars on the windows still. The old chain link fence. So it's a real shame that whatever era, you know, these around the turn of the century, maybe the start of the vehicle age, you'll notice a lot of the driveways in these places, the older places, are really narrow because that's when cars used to be really narrow. So that's kind of a giveaway that it was like that garage right there. I think that's so great. Never in my lifetime though, but it would be so great to own a place like this, any of these. It smells great. Oh, that's fucking amazing. We're in the middle of LA here. So I did cheat and go onto Google Maps, and I learned that we're heading a little bit too far north because Sunset Boulevard's just over this hump, and we're not ready for Sunset Boulevard today. So we reached the top. Now we're gonna cut to the west, which I believe is downhill. Let's see. Yes, downhill. It's muggy today. These buildings, they're just so cool. They're so unique. A lot of these places are really cool if you're a punk rocker and stuff, but they're, you know, two-prong outlets, you know, the air conditioner pops the circuit, all that good stuff. Look at the ingenuity that goes behind building these on hills. I would have said at the time, I would have been like, don't build those houses on those hills, they're going to slide down. But look, they're still here. A lot of really old buildings. That one might be like late 1800s. I'm so happy that I went out just randomly. It would have been so easy just to sit at home in the air conditioner, but this is the spice of life. If you are going to visit Los Angeles, find an arbitrarily good place. Like if you're gonna go to Silver Lake, Sunset Junction area, just start walking. And you can always find a way home. There's always, of course you can always get an Uber, but like our thing right here is like our destination is the Metro Red Line. All right, Silver Lake Boulevard. So we're gonna start heading west. So to get your bearings, here's Silver Lake and Marathon. The 101 freeway is just to the south there, and Sunset Boulevard's that direction there. So this looks like a good place to have some pineapple slices and change my batteries. So sometimes you just gotta put your dignity aside and just pop a squat in the shade somewhere. Man, it's hot. Trash can. So everything was nice and clean, and then we stumbled upon some litter, but for the most part I haven't planned this route out whatsoever. You can see that LA isn't that dirty of a place, like altogether, everywhere. There's just some really dirty places. There's also a lot of spotless places. See, no graffiti. You got the horizontal fencing, just to prove that they're with it, they're with the times. Pretty cool. Here, I'm gonna do something. I like these. That was just too easy to clean up and it didn't look dirty. Stoked on this shade right here. You know, these little houses are hella old. They just stuccoed over it. So we're definitely not heading that direction. That's the Wiggly Street towards Sunset. We're supposed to keep going to the west, but something's compelling me to go this way. Wow, that's a really nice front yard. What do you think of this front yard? It's kind of ugly, isn't it? So? So the dichotomy, actually this whole area looks pretty hipster-fied. It looks like this place, the word got here, I think we're several generations into it. You know what's funny about some of these old buildings? They'd have like multi-million-dollar views of downtown. I think they've already, I don't think it applies here, but towards downtown it's funny seeing places with amazing skyline views, and there's a bathroom, tiny bathroom window facing that direction. It's just rolling hills. And it's amazing how they're able to fit. And actually, this is a pretty dense neighborhood too. Most of the single family homes have some sort of duplex component. This neighborhood is kind of complex. There's so many layers. Alright, so I hope that this street cuts over to Hoover. You can't even have my phone in my pocket. It's just like everything's boiling. My GoPro battery's probably frying too. Alright, we ran out of sidewalk for a bit, but yeah, so we're on kind of a ridge right here. It goes down. That's kind of the ridge. That is the ridge line. And then these steep ass valleys. I don't even know how cars used to deal with these kind of inclines. They probably just avoided the streets altogether and didn't have ways sending them down the wrong streets. So let's see, off in the distance there is Century City. I'm just on this little bitty GoPro, so that's about as zoomed in as I can get. When I first got my electric scooter, I took it here. It had like a 35-mile range, so I went crazy and started driving it all over the place. I do a lot of riding up in the Silver Lake area. It's an area that I don't have a lot of purpose. I don't have any friends that live there or anything, so it's always nice when there's something that draws me to the neighborhood, because I always enjoy it. It's just not a place that draws me. I'm kind of a hermit. I stay in my own neighborhood mostly. So I hope this is the last bridge. So what's going on here? Is that from scratch? Yeah, I think that's from scratch. I'll look at Google Maps. So sidestepping if there's an issue with this building or any of the history about it. Superficially, check out. Well, they're gonna have a great view, that's for sure. I wonder how much a view of the Hollywood sign from here affects your property value. I would imagine quite a bit. But take a walk around here just around sunrise or right around sunset. As you walk around, there's these little peaks, these little gaps that allow you to get an awesome view. Let me look at where we're at. This isn't looking familiar to me. Man, someone's lucky enough to have that pool right there. So one of the least asked questions that does get asked is, where the hell does Melrose Avenue go? Because after the 101, it's kind of gone. Here's the answer. This area, I know, is, you can call this Virgil Village, because Silver Lake is a little too removed from here, but it's kind of just beyond the outskirts of Silver Lake. But Virgil Village is a good moniker. People tend to know where it's at. And actually, I believe Hoover is the start of what smart people call East Hollywood. So I know there's a store around here somewhere. Some of the more psychotic drivers in Los Angeles are bred from this part of the world. So this is the start of Hyperion. Yeah, this intersection just is nuts. I'm gonna walk through here like I'm Michael Keaton. I'm falling down because people are nasty here. I don't feel like running. Check out that cool corner lot. And those guys up there, you know, have an amazing view. They have to. See, there's a random view of, there's the observatory off in the distance, and sorry guys, I'm gonna step on your property. There's the Hollywood sign. So yeah, anyone overlooking that direction has a wonderful sunrise every single morning and sunset too. And what's even more amazing is seeing the Hollywood sign in September with green hills. It's not neon green anymore, but what a couple inches of rain did. You can see the, maybe see, I don't know, I'm not used to the zoom on this thing, so that was the Church of Scientology. I'll take a look. If it's not worth calling out things that are in the distance, then I won't. It's just a million times easier bringing a GoPro. All right, so we hit Melrose. I think Santa Monica is the next main street. So we're gonna do a little bit of a zigzag until we get to Sunset and Vermont. And we're gonna go down Normal Avenue. The only reason why is because I remember there was an old bungalow court that was being gutted many years ago, so I want to see what it looks like now. Hopefully I can remember it. I don't even know if it was on the street or not. So this is kind of, I used to laughingly call this the Flats because people up there live in Silver Lake and that's a very high rent neighborhood. This is the Flats. So I think this is, I know this place hasn't been there for very long. Lots of parking. Dense residential. But there's a ton of these, but they're going away at an alarming rate. These old, generally speaking, a lot of times they were used for workforce housing. So it was just like places to rent a room. So small lot subdivision. So what this is this used to be 1 or 2 lots for a house, and then they do this. I'm not gonna lie though, I think more of Southern California needs to go this route because you have, yeah, this looks like it was 2 separate lots. So each lot has its own. Oh, and they're condos. Whatever the next economic meltdown, if it happens in our lifetime. But if you ever wanted to wish something, go back in time to 2009 and have a field day of houses for $200,000, $300,000. So any house you bought for $400,000, which is affordable by today's standards, would now be worth $1 million, $1.4 million. My God. So another bungalow courts. Aha, Virgil. This is a semi-commercial street, so something's calling me. This market's calling me. I've been out off the bus for like an hour now, maybe. So if I'm talking slowly, it's just, oh my God, it's muggy and it's hot. So I think I'm gonna get me a beer and a Gatorade. And I know I just complained that it's hot and I'm getting a beer, but it's kind of a nice thing to spike up the day. Dude. So this place has one of those grandfathered liquor licenses. I bet you they can sell alcohol until like almost 2 a.m. If I could explain to you right now, it's like 68 degrees in here and the store is full up to the brim of, oh my God. Oh my God, this store is absolutely amazing. See, some of the best things in the world are in LA. So if you just wanted to throw a dart and find the most run-of-the-mill LA neighborhoods, this is definitely one of them. It's got just the right mix of old and new. It looks like the old is actually winning. I see more old than I see new. So I'm glad to see this neighborhood is, clearly it's changed a lot. I mean, a lot of people moved away, families and whatnot. But this is definitely, you could make a whole video game out of this place. What's that doing? This is the market, in case you're in the neighborhood. The greatest store in the world. Virgil and Normal. So one thing I do want to point out, and I'll probably point it on any video of leaving my general area, is I gotta be brutally honest about the trash and all. See, you see trash cans and you see pile of trash. That's always a good sign, because that means at least people are taking their trash to the appropriate spots. But it's the city that needs to step up on, needs to be more trash cans and more pickups, and they need to take it seriously. It's a huge quality of life issue. Most of LA is relatively not nearly as bad as people make it out to be. So don't believe everything that you see and hear. There are a lot of assholes going way out of their way to overhype and exaggerate. Most of LA is just a sleepy, quiet place where people are just trying to get by. You know a neighborhood's great when it's got a distinctive sound. So I gotta wonder how many stories that van has to tell. Back in the 70s and 80s, those were really popular. A lot of people had these vans. You pile everyone in and go to the beach or go to Hollywood or whatever. So I believe we're almost at Santa Monica, and we're coming up on so you can tell that used to be a historical building. And it looks like they dressed up the windows just a little bit. It looks weird, such an old building. But I guess it's floor to ceiling windows. People with cameras walking past your place. So for my purposes at this place in time, I'm loving the shade. I love this shady block we're in. Okay, so next stop is Santa Monica Boulevard. So I imagine that the plan is to eventually have these be retail. Call me a little ghetto, but I would like I would just say take that store down the street and just replace it and put it here. I think everyone would be happy. This seems to be a social media styled encampment. I don't like that. Here it is, Santa Monica Boulevard. Just as Sheryl Crow was singing about. Santa Monica is good for us, and what's weird is we have a really high capacity heavy rail stop. Let's see, Vermont, yeah, that light up there. Super high capacity. The Metro A line, the Red line has super high capacity for the size of the trains and how the frequency it could run. But this is like, it's the weirdest stop. Here, I'll show you. Well, I may have to eat my words here in a second. Let's see. There we go. Okay, so something's being built here. I don't know what it is, but it's got subterranean parking, so it means it's going to be really expensive. And there's a Rite Aid, very suburban style shopping center, strip mall. This is like anything you would have seen in like North Orange County or Norwalk or anything like that. You're starting to see the encampments. There's the 4 bus. That would get me home too if I wanted to take the bus home. But no, I'm gonna take the A line. I want to see what's going on. I haven't seen this stop since before the pandemic. It was always pretty sketchy, so I would imagine that it's more sketchy now. But we'll see. So I believe that's a full service liquor license. I believe you can get beer in there. I can't be bothered to go check. But there's a lot of these old liquor licenses that are just kind of quietly grandfathered in where they could sell beer until midnight or 2 a.m. or something. So Santa Monica Boulevard and Vermont. These streets are really dangerous for pedestrians. Look at these left turn yields. I'll run out of the way. This is how, as a pedestrian, you get dinged because this guy really wants to turn left. And these cars are doing their thing. And that guy's changed his mind and all that stuff. Always a dangerous place to be a pedestrian sometimes. So this used to be one of my more declared suburban Metro Red Line stops. Looks like some, finally, I mean, the stop is only what, 20 years old? Hi, no thank you.
Gloria a Dios. Gloria a Dios. Aleluya. Bendecimos el nombre del Todopoderoso. Bendecimos el nombre del abacados, el Santo de Israel. Aleluya.
Aleluya.
Bendecimos el nombre del que vive por los siglos de los siglos. Aleluya. Gloria a Dios. El hombre contendiendo por la palabra. Aleluya. El hombre contendiendo por la palabra de Dios. La gente no quiere nada con Dios, pero se pone a contender por la palabra. Dice la palabra de Dios.
Hello. God bless you. So this is a common thing if you drive around, like, not every part of LA, but many, many, many parts of LA are just, this is a scene on Sundays. So hopefully on this video I did a decent job of portraying the random everyday dealings of the regular old Angelino, the normal, as for the street that we were on just a few seconds ago. Vermont is a major thoroughfare, goes straight as an arrow to the south. And if you go up north, Griffith Park is up there, Hollywood's over there, Wilshire, Century City, Beverly Hills is over there, LAX is over there. 101 Freeway is maybe 3/4 of a mile from here. So we're gonna go on the Metro A line. This is a 100% run-of-the-mill Metro stop, so whatever happens here is happening in the rest of the system, as far as I'm concerned. That's what sucks about working home. When I used to have jobs, I had to commute, and I had to get on the freeway, I had to get on the bus, I had to get on the train. I liked taking the train. I really enjoyed it. It was a time, for me, it was just before printed news started to go away, so I used to read interesting stuff in the newspaper. Because on a bus it's kind of difficult. It's easier to read a newspaper than have your phone out, as far as I'm concerned, but I know I sound really old by saying that. So this was in phase 3 of the Metro. So this opened up in, I believe, in the late 90s or early 2000s. And lucky me, it counted it as a transfer. All right, cool. So this whole trip cost $1.75. It just counted it as a transfer. So we got a 10-minute wait with some random dude just sitting there. And this station's empty, but during the week it's a lot more busy. Just a couple stops to Pershing Square right here. What's crazy is my first experience with taking the Metro. Number one is the 460 bus here, which starts in Orange County and goes all the way into downtown. But my dad used to drop us off here. And we take the green line to the blue line, and then at the time, the end of the line was Wilshire Western, and we had to get on a bus to Hollywood. So Hollywood was the holy grail. I think we made it when we were about 16 years old. We made it there all by ourselves. It was so exciting. So, hey, this map is starting to look kind of serious.
A train to Union Station is arriving. Please stand back from the edge of the platform.
El tren a Union Station está por llegar. Aléjese del borde de la plataforma.
Thanks for going Metro. Make sure you have tapped your card at the barricades or validator before each boarding. Take your transfer stations. Repair inspections. Please stand clear. The doors are closing.
Fucking losers.
Now arriving, 7th Street, Metro Center, between Figueroa and Oak. Connect here with the Metro A line to Azusa and E line to East LA. Upstairs on Platform 1, the Metro A line to Long Beach and E line to Santa Monica. Upstairs on Platform 2, and the Metro J line to Harbor Gateway and San Pedro. Outside using the Flower Street exit.
Ma'am, I don't think you paid your fare.
SWAT.
Just because the camera rolling, I don't know, bro. I got a little something to say, bro. You just got a little footage going on.
Yeah, go for it.
Hey, so like this is Artists Outside Management, Death House Entertainment. Yeah, I got this series going on. It's called Outside. You can follow me at NFS_unlimited. Yeah. Talk to me, bro. We'll tap in.
I'm tired, dude. I've been out all day. Take it easy, man. Poor guy. That occasionally happens to me where they're like, hey, maybe this guy's got 1 million followers. And it's like, no, I'm sorry. But thanks for the interaction anyway. Wow, we really ran the whole gamut with this one. We're in some sort of urban happy hour. We're in the financial district of Los Angeles here. So anyway, I had a blast on this walk. I hope it came across good. I hope it was enjoyable because I sure had a good time. I'm tired. It's time to go home. And here we are, right where we started from. So if you ever thought you can get anywhere in LA on the bus, yes you can. It just takes a little time. Sometimes the journey is better than the destination. I don't even know where we went today. But it's great to be home.
This bag is ripping, that's so ghetto.